I could ask you to remain standing for another moment of silence for a long time. Retired firefighter for the city of Malden, Leo Carroll. I thank you very much. Clerk will call the roll.
Councilor Anderson, Bucci, Christensen, Condon, Fallon, Kinnon, Lucy, Murphy, Nestor, Spatafora, DePietro.
Here. First order of business.
Approval of the City Council minutes from the meeting of April 27th.
On Council Christensen's motion to approve, all those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Next order of business.
Dear members of the Council, pursuant to the provisions of law, I hereby reappoint Barbara Purcell of 24 Marshall Ave, Malden, Massachusetts, as a member of the Malden Housing Authority Board, said term to expire May 1st, 2015. Very truly yours, Richard C. Howard, Mayor. Confirmation is required.
Council Lucy. Council Christensen, do you have a motion?
Yeah, I was just going to make a motion, Mr. President, to refer to ordinance.
On Council Christensen's motion to refer to ordinance, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Matter is referred to ordinance. Next order of business.
Dear members of the Council, pursuant to the provisions of law, I hereby appoint Karen Hayes of 105 Wyoming Ave to her first term as a member of the Arts Council, said term to expire March 31st, 2012. Diana Jong of 12 West Street to her third and final term as a member of the Arts Council, said term to expire March 31st, 2012. John Webster to his second term as a member of the Arts Council, said term to expire March 31st, 2012. Catherine Streisel of 19 Payne Terrace to her second term as a member of the Arts Council, said term to expire March 31st, 2012. Susan Donlin Burke of 10 Nevada Ave to her first term as a member of the Arts Council, said term to expire March 31st, 2012. And Naomi Brave of 100 Cedar Street to her first term as a member of the Arts Council, said term to expire March 31st, 2013. Very truly yours, Richard C. Howard, Mayor. Confirmation is required.
Council Lucy, do you have a motion? On Council Lucy's motion to refer to ordinance, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The applications have referred to ordinance.
Application for renewal of outdoor parking permits, TJ Automotive, 315 Pleasant Street, Malden Middlesex Motor Sales, 129 Charles Street.
Refer to License Committee, please.
On Councilor Anderson's motion to refer to license, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Matters are referred to license. Next order of business.
Application for renewal of lodging house license, Tri-City Community Action Program, 115 Washington Street.
Refer to license.
On Council Anderson's motion to refer to license, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Matter is referred to license. Thank you. Next order of business.
The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred paper number 96C, series of 2010, having considered the same, make the following report. Application for second-hand dealer's license, the Pleasant Street Exchange, 88 Pleasant Street. Committee recommends that this license be granted with the following restriction, that items purchased and sold be limited to electronics and electronic accessories only. Councilor Anderson for the committee.
Move that we receive the committee report.
On Councilor Anderson's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilor Anderson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We met with Michael Lerner this evening, who is the petitioner asking to have a license to operate a pawnbroker and secondhand electronic exchange activity. He's met with the ward councilor, Councilor Nestor, and met with the entire committee. We are satisfied that he understands his obligations and is willing to comply with the ordinances of the committee, and the committee voted unanimously to approve the license, so I'd move for passage.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson. Any questions for Councilor Anderson? Seeing none? On Councilor Anderson's motion to grant with restrictions, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? License is granted. Next order of business.
Under suspension of docket rules, resolved that it is the sense of City Council that the Traffic Commission consider installing slow children signs on Newland Street. Councilor Anderson.
On Councilor Anderson's motion to suspend docket rules, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Councilor Anderson, would you like to speak?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We've got one of the businesses, JKA Automotive, who's doing a great deal of community service work for us around the ward in exchange for allowing him to park his vehicles on city property. And right now he has volunteered to do work down in the Newland Street area, dressing up the island down there, putting in a flagpole, and has suggested that we make some additional signage down in the Newland Street development. There's two items here that I have under. I'm going to ask for under suspension that we put in the. I think one of them was keep to the right signs, and the other one was slow down, slow children signs that we're going to ask the Traffic Commission to look at. And so I would ask that the council support me in referring these resolves to the License Committee. I'm sorry, to the Traffic Commission. Thank you. I'm stumbling a little bit to the traffic.
So you would like to take them both at the same time?
That's right.
Any questions for the council?
Even though I stumbled all over those, you all know what I'm talking about. We want these to go to the Traffic Commission. Yes, thank you.
On Councilor Anderson's motion to pass, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The items are passed. Resolved. Passed. Thank you, Councilor Anderson.
That was both of them. That was both.
Both of them, yes.
Under suspension of docket rules, be it hereby ordained that the revised ordinances of 1991 as amended be further amended regarding the Arts Council. Councilor Christensen.
President, thank you for allowing me to speak on this. First time I've moved suspension in the 6 years on the body, and I'd be happy not to do it depending on what the rest of the group says. But I attended the most recent Cultural Council meeting, I guess by ordinance they're called Arts, and I was on the holiday parade trying to determine, if you can believe it, already thinking about next year's event. And while I was in attendance, they have had some members resign, hence why I think you see some of these appointments tonight. But it also became known that there's a flaw in the current setup of when people have to leave the council. And I don't think it was the intention of the state or anything that we've done here as a body, but it's something that I think we should look at. For instance, I think we appointed someone, I don't know, I think it was 2 years ago, but they came in at such a time that the ordinance now says that they can't continue on. And I know that's not the intent of this body. I mean, we want people to stay involved and remain involved. But this flaw, from what I'm told, is causing, I think, at least 2 members maybe having to step down from the council. So I thought, fairly innocuous, we at least just take a look-see and see if it's something that we can fix and try and resolve before we recess for the summer. Because otherwise, I think we're going to run into a situation where we might be filling some here tonight. At the same time, we might be losing a couple more and having to go through this all over again. So something that I thought we should take a look at once again. It's simple referral, and we could figure out down the road whether or not it is something we can address. And I'd be happy to save it until council night, but, if the body's interested, I think it's innocuous enough that we at least get it into play and take a look and see whether or not it's, something we can address.
Thank you, Councilor Christensen. Councilor Christensen's motion to suspend docket rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Any questions for Councilor? I see it. Councilor Spatafora.
So, Council, your intent is to refer to ordinance and then work through it in the next couple of weeks, hopefully before the summer break, to
Of course.
correct the... okay.
Yeah. And I think there's another thing in there fairly technical, too. They're now called they're known as the Malden Cultural Council. The ordinance says Arts Council. So, again, it's kind of a cleanup. And this has been going on right up until the bell tonight. But apparently it is true that, if something's not adjusted, we could have members leaving at the same time we're appointing members. So, I definitely think it's worth at least taking a look to see if it's something that we missed in the creation of the ordinance and whether or not it's something that we can do to try and fix it going forward.
Yeah, I see no issues with that, Carl. I think it's a good idea. I mean, we all know how sometimes it's hard to fill a quorum, never mind if somebody's volunteering their time. So I think anything to make it a little bit easier would be worthwhile. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Spatafora. Any other questions of Councilor Christensen? Seeing none, on Councilor Christensen's motion to refer to ordinance, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The matter is referred to ordinance. Next order of business.
Under suspension of docket rules, resolved that it is the sense of the City Council that the Traffic Commission designate 1121 Salem Street as handicap parking. Councilor Bucci.
On Councilor Bucci's motion to suspend docket rules, all those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended. Councilor Bucci.
Thank you, Mr. President. And just for the record, it's 1155 Salem Street. What I've asked is to have a request by the family that lives there for medical need purposes. There's a request for handicap parking. So I'd like to request that we support the resolve that it go to Traffic Commission for for decision.
Thank you, Councilor Bucci. Any questions of Councilor Bucci? Seeing none, on Councilor Bucci's motion to pass, all those in favor? All those opposed? The matter is passed. The matter is referred to traffic.
The docket is clear.
Next, the docket is clear. The docket is clear. Anybody that has personal privilege, could you please put your light on so I could recognize you, please? Councilor Deb Fallon.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, are you on? Oh, sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have a couple of brief announcements. The first is that on May 21st, I'm going to be hosting an event to celebrate seniors, a May Date event at the Senior Center, and that will take place again on May 21st at 5 p.m., and I encourage my colleagues to attend that fun celebration, and also the public is welcome to join us there. Last week we had a wonderful child abuse prevention community series meeting, and I want to thank the public. It was a terrific turnout, and I want to thank the public for attending. In addition to that, I have to thank Superintendent Sid Smith, Malden Police Captain John Ameralt, and Lieutenant Mark Gatcomb, and school committee members Kevin Casucci, Kevin Duffy, John Froeo, and Stephen Winslow for participating in that forum. It was very, very productive. And that community series is something that I'm going to be continuing just to let the public know. And the next series is going to be focused on the Pay-As-You-Throw program. And that series meeting is going to take place on June 30th at 6 p.m. The mayor will be there to speak, and we're just going to talk about how people are feeling about Pay-As-You-Throw at this juncture. Lastly, the newest board member of MATV, Paul Weston, and I want to congratulate him. He asked me if I would remind the public that this is MATV week, so if anyone is interested in dropping by to Malden Access Television this week to learn more about cable access, they have activities throughout the week. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Fallon. Councilor Judy Bucci for personal privilege.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just want to remind the residents that on May 19th, the newly designed and up and running Neighborhood Watch is actually meeting with the Malden Police Department to review their goals and purpose of that particular organized group. So if anyone is obviously welcome to come down to Linden School, we will be there around 6:30 in the evening and meeting with the Malden Police to talk about how things will be progressing with that particular organization's efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Bucci. Councilor Greg Lucy for personal privilege.
Thank you, Mr. President. A reminder, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in this chambers, there'll be a joint meeting with the Planning Board and the Ordinance Committee, so all those that can attend, hopefully they will, especially the ordinance members. We do need a quorum, so hopefully you'll show up. And tomorrow night also, at the Salem Wood School at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, there was a committee set up by the mayor, the school committee, and superintendent of schools to draft the bullying policy. Councilor Murphy and myself sat on the committee, and Councilor Christensen, of course, came to every meeting. Very well thought out policy. Tomorrow night, there'll be public input. It's on the bullying policy. Looking for public input. It'll be the final thing they need to do. It was a great committee. There were 16 members on that committee. There was a couple students, some administrators, parents. Very well thought out. I think really addressing the bullying problem, not only with the kids. It's about educating the kids also, not just reprimanding them, which is a good thing. But it's also setting up a policy with teachers and administrators for the bullying too. So I think it's well worth it. It's Salem Wood School. It's on the bullying policy for the Malden Public Schools. So if you can attend it, hopefully you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Lucy. Councilor Jim Nestor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like to remind all the tradesmen who need work to come down to room 419 and put your name in for the to receive priority on any construction jobs that are being done in the city of Malden. Also on Saturday, June 5th from 9 to 12 at Waits Mountain, we're going to have our annual cleanup, our annual spring cleanup, so please come down. We already have some commitments from some key clubs from the high school and the Mystic Valley Regional Charter School, so we want to thank them in advance and invite everybody who's interested to come down and help clean up Waits Mountain. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Nestor. Councilor Neil Anderson, personal privilege.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to announce, remind people about some great work that we're almost have completed at the Ferryway Park. If you've driven by on Ferry Street, you see the great work that we've done in restoring that park and fixing the drainage and new seating and the park and new fencing and signs, and the park is looking beautiful. There have been concerns by some of the people about why there are still locks on the gate, and I just want to announce to people that the locks are still on the gates because the work, although it looks like it's completed, is not totally done. The contractor still has some other work to be doing in the park, and until that time, they'll keep the locks on there until they turn that park over officially to the city. It's our intention to keep that park looking just as good as it does now, and that is that the kind of use that we're going to demand takes place there at that Ferryway Park is the kind of use that's not going to result in the heavy playing of soccer and other sports, because that field isn't built for that. For people who want to play soccer and who have been used to playing soccer there in Fairway Park, they need to apply to Bob Rotundi at the Parks and Recreation Commission for a permit, and they can find out where they can play, which parks around the city that they can play soccer and other kind of organized games that are going on there. So look at that Fairway Park, see how beautiful it is. But at the same time, I'd also like to ask our residents in the area of not just that park, but many of the other public spaces around our city. When we look around, we can still see that there are people who are being disrespectful of our city and who are leaving trash in public receptacles and overflowing the public receptacles and throwing trash from their cars and so forth. we're no longer, or if we ever have been in a position, to have a crew of DPW workers going around and picking up after people who are disrespecting our city. We need the public's help in watching out for people who are leaving trash all over. They need to be. If you're in those areas, you see people doing that. You need to alert the police department. You need to call your public officials so that we can start taking corrective action against people that are leaving trash and other debris around the city. I know down in Ward 7, I've had crews that have been going into some of the deltas and the dead-end streets and cleaning up these areas. And then you come back a few months later and you see the same thing happening. The trash is again being left in these areas. Well, we can't keep doing that, and we can't keep doing that without the help of everyday neighbors who see this stuff going on, who see cars that are there. You can see the license plates. You can report them anonymously. We need everyone's help to pitch in and keep our city clean. So thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, councilors, for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, Councilor Anderson. Councilor Christensen, would you like to read? Please. Councilor Christensen for President.
Just at the outset, I do want to compliment Councilors Lucy and Murphy, as they mentioned about this anti-bullying prevention committee. I'm not on the committee, but I'm attending the meetings, and I think they really serve this body proud. You had guidance counselors, assistant principal, police, and I think one of the most important features, they had students there, and I think the counselors really played a key role in the drafting of the policy that's going to be debuted tomorrow night, so I do want to compliment them. I also just want to remind particularly the residents of the ward that this Sunday will be our 6th annual Mother's Day breakfast. It'll be held at Eagles Hall on Meridian Street from 9 to 11. And classmate from the class of 1986, Larry Gilligan, he grew up in Edgeworth, went to Beebe, Malden High. He's in a real tough spot. He's come down with Lou Gehrig's disease, and they're having a fundraiser for him on Friday, May 28th from 7 to 11 at the Malden Moose. And I would encourage anybody that's interested in helping him and his family to email friendsoflarrygg@AOL.com. Real great guy, good family, and he's played a key role in our community growing up. Malden's annual Memorial Day Parade. We are starting to put that together. It's going to be held Monday, May 31st, 10 a.m., rain or shine. We're going to meet up at Main, Salem, and Ferry Streets. Similar to years past, we'll march to Forestdale Cemetery. We'll have a ceremony there and then circle back to where we began. I'll keep the council posted as to people that will be participating, as we move along. And then finally, I think as you requested, Mr. President, the World War II Memorial Dedication is still ongoing, Saturday, June 26th at 10 a.m. In case of inclement weather, it'll be Sunday at 1 p.m. And this will be held at Bell Rock Memorial Park at the corner of Main and Wigglesworth Street. The new news from last week is we were able to secure the Band of Liberty, which is a military band. So they'll be coming out for this event. So that goes to show you, I think, what this is going to mean to our community. So, and again, we still have the other participants, particularly the students, Malden High School Choral Arts, Malden High School Band, Malden Boy Scouts Troop 603. So I think it's going to be a real special event. And I'd ask all my colleagues to spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councilor Christensen. Good work. Personal privilege. Personal privilege. Barbara Murphy, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to announce to any Ward 5 residents, if you're interested in planning a party, the 4th of July celebration is coming quickly, and we are having a 4th of July planning committee meeting Thursday evening at the Forestdale School in the cafeteria from 6:30 to 8 o'clock, and we'd love to have some new ideas come in the door. So come on down, bring a friend, and hopefully we'll have a great day on the 4th. Thanks.
Thank you, Councilor Murphy. Seeing no other lights, if I could, from the chair, on behalf of the entire City Council here, I'd like to thank our emergency teams during this water crisis that we had. We're very fortunate to have such competent people during these trying times as they appear. I'd like to single out a few people. Emergency team coordinator there, Tom Walsh from the fire department, Deputy Walsh, Chris Webb from the Board of Health, Jeff Manship and his troops from the DPW, and the many people who stepped up to the plate and volunteered to disperse badly needed water to our residents. So, again, I'd like to thank everybody involved in that whole effort. And seeing no other lights, I have a motion from Councilor Condon to adjourn. All those in favor? All those opposed? The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. Good evening.